The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Welcome back into the Korner Booth podcast. I am your host, Jared Clem, alongside the man, the myth, the legend, the birthday boy. Welcome to the 2A Club, pal. Mr. Matt Ordazzo, newly married with a new kind of haircut. Little side swoop today. Looking funky fresh.
It's just the way that it dried today. But yeah, no, back,
There
married, 20, knees are hurting, and Jamaica for 6 days, and I did not get 1 ounce of color on me anywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, with an Italian name like yours, you figure you'd actually get some color.
I tried. I
guess
as long as I was.
I guess you're one of those guys like me. Like I get color, but it takes an entire summer for me to get color. Mm-hmm. And also we have the intern, fellow Red October member, Mr. Chris. So me and Chris have a new chant. We're screaming. I know the Diamondbacks technically our chant for the entire playoffs, and this actually kind of relates to the Phillies' embrace chaos. Let's be honest, like the two teams that nobody that like are not the top build rosters are Philly and Arizona. So them knocking off the heavily favored Dodgers and Braves, chaos, right? And also both teams are predominantly red October. So I think at least until the NLCS, if they actually get a chance to meet, this is going to be a Red October and Embrace the Chaos podcast. That being said, one, congratulations to Matt and Bianca. I hope you all enjoyed your amazing honeymoon. And also, I love Maddie. She looked gorgeous. You looked like fucking badass as shit.
I know.
With the freaking slippers, the shades, looking clean. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
While I'm sitting here wallowing my sorrow about my stupid fucking Hurricanes. We'll talk about that about a half hour. Chris, update on the Phillies game as we're going live right now.
We are up 3-0, bottom third. Wheeler is through 40 pitches, so we're looking good right now.
Looking good. All right, Diamondbacks, of course, first pitch is in about just under 2 hours. Zach Gallen versus, I believe, Bobby Joe, whatever their rookie pitcher was, the one that throws like 100 miles an hour. And it seems like they multiply on that Dodger staff. Either way, since we talked, obviously game one's the NLCS, NLDS all happened, ALDS all happened. I believe Astros and Twins are tied 1-1. Am I correct on that one?
Yeah. Did they win the Twins?
Yeah, Twins won.
Okay, yeah, 1-1.
And what's the other one series? Texas and Baltimore is
2-0 Texas.
2-0 Texas, which we kind of predicted. The two NL games are tonight. So I love how the NL games are all interdivision rivalries. So Phillies, Braves, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, like very, very mean rivalries, right? This makes me very happy. This is why playoff baseball is fucking awesome.
And no Tampa Bay Rays or Toronto Blue Jays, which is nice to see as well.
So, Maddie, since you were gone for most of the intro to the playoff stuff, who's the teams you're rooting for? Obviously, in this playoff scenario, obviously we know you don't want the Orioles to win. Even the Orioles are kind of fun. They're just, but unfortunately,
I don't have an issue with the Orioles.
Right, just not Houston.
Yeah, it's pretty much just not Houston. Like I'm like, for you guys, like I have nothing to root against either of your teams or the teams you're playing against, but because obviously I value more than the random Dodgers and Braves fans that I don't know who they are, I'm taking Diamondbacks and Phillies, and then I'm looking for, I would say, Texas and Minnesota, obviously.
I would love to win. Like Texas Rangers would be so much fucking fun.
Oh, yeah.
The only team that I do not want to play, if by some miracle we make it to the World Series, the only team I do not want to play, it's the only team we cannot beat for some fucking reason. I think we had winning records against everybody in the AL side except for one roster. The Baltimore Orioles swept us.
You know what the thing with the Orioles is? I think they're so young. Like they're very good, obviously, but they're so young at that, and like their coaching staff doesn't really have a lot of experience in the playoffs, I don't believe. But they're a young roster that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience either. So I think this is a magical, like, hey, we're here to show you guys that we can do some serious damage in the rankings. But I think Texas is going to get the best of them in this one. But I think going forward, Baltimore is going to be a serious threat for the American League for a sizable amount of time. Young team just needs a little more experience, in my opinion. So I think Texas edges them out. But that'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun to see the Orioles in the ALCS. I have no issue with them, like I was saying, but I got your teams going all the way. Hopefully,
there you go. Well, I do appreciate that. I really do. What makes me happy was that while watching the abomination that was my Saturday evening watching college football, post Oklahoma and Texas ending, which we'll talk about that in about 5 minutes. I got to see Clayton Kershaw, who has been driving a nail in my heart for the past decade and a half, get absolutely fucking shelled. Just
playoff Kershaw for you, dude.
Dude,
almost every year.
If there was a team that back when Kershaw was at his peak of his powers, we were like the thorn in his side. For some reason, playing in Arizona, he just struggled. It was he would either toss a 4-hit shutout against us or get shelled. And what makes this team so much fun, this Diamondbacks team, and this is ignore the jersey and the Diamondbacks camo hat because I can't take the Redneck Academy if I tried. Why you should root for Arizona if you're not a Philly, Houston, whatever fan is that, and I think teams should take this seriously, is because they're built for the new rules. They play fast, they play aggressive, they play reckless, and they hit the daylights out of the ball. And anybody in that lineup could wreck your shit if you hang a fastball. Even Alec Thomas, who's just in there for defense and stealing bases and contact hits, hit a bomb against the Dodgers. Gabby Moreno, our hitting for average catcher, who is like the glue of that team this year, hit a fucking mammoth shot that just kind of put the game out of reach. Christian Walker, our first 3,100 guy since Paul Goldschmidt. Ketel Marte, everyone knows his deal. You obviously have Corbin Carroll and you have Lourdes Gurriel Jr., both all-stars. It is a lot of fun, guys. And the best part about that is we have our ace tonight. Merrill Kelly, who was haunted by the Dodgers his entire career, even pre-Arizona, right? Was 0-11 against the Dodgers. I don't think he gave up a run on Saturday. That makes me happy. Because that's just that's like a facing your demons kind of moment, and you got to root for that in sports. As for the Phillies, they are picking right fucking off where they left off last year. They had their run the buzzsaw from Houston, but the problem is I don't think Houston, they're potent. They can play, but they're not as good as they were last year. And I think that's what makes Philly so deadly. Now Philly has all these revamped roster and all these new guys, all these young guys, and they're a little battle tested, man. It's like we're rooting on this show for two teams. One is all new guys. You got a couple old vets and a bunch of green guys who don't give a fuck on Arizona. But then with Philadelphia, you got a bunch of battle-hardened guys who are postseason veterans who want that dub. So I don't before we move on to football and everything else, fellas, any other reactions to start off our next sports weekend with game 2s of the NLDS tonight?
I just wanted to say with all these games, it's a little bit what you were saying. It's kind of hard not to root for these teams who just haven't been there. Your Diamondbacks, your Rangers, your Phillies. We're used to seeing the same teams like the Dodgers, the Braves, the Astros. You know what I mean? So that's why I love playoff baseball so much, is because there's always that one underdog that you always want to go far. And I feel obviously coming out of the West, it's definitely the Rangers because again, we're not familiar with them being in the playoffs as much as these other top teams. So also want to say to Mason, I know he's not in tonight, but if I see your Astros in the fucking World Series, dude, it is on. It is on for that goddamn rematch, dude. We're going to run it back, and we ain't letting this one slip this year. I'm just saying. But Red October, go D-backs, go Phils. I'm very excited. So
all I was going to say was it's nice to know that Minnesota can actually win a playoff game.
Oof. Shot at Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, even
also,
the Twins.
Can we offer our condolences to Vikings fans and welcoming them to the getting fucked by the refs against the Chiefs club? Hi, Philadelphia Eagles, co-president of the getting fucked by the Chiefs and the refs club, Matt
Secretary,
and Jets Nation treasurers, and of course our presidents and Chiefs, the Cincinnati Bungles, congratulations on getting the win, by the way, are the president of our and then every AFC East team, that's our chairman committee.
Yeah, and I know I wasn't here for the show and everything, and I know I was texting everybody, but like looking back, was probably equally as bad as a call when they called Bradbury for holding in the Super Bowl, like that call on Sauce.
It's just
and
so
then also the fact that after
at least yours didn't cost you 6 months of off-season pain, and then I had to go to work depressed, and I was so pissed off that day. I actually switched gyms because I was in such a bad mood, and the gym just happened to catch me on a bad day. So honestly, hey, listen, refs, thank you. You saved me $30 a month on my gym membership because they just happened to piss me off that much.
Yeah, that and the blatant like 15-second hold on Jermaine Johnson on that last 3rd and 22 attempt where he was just I don't know what else I don't know what else you need for that. So it was just back to back. Like you could just blatantly tell. Like the ref tells the guy during the Vikings game, L'Jarius Sneed takes his helmet off, which you're not supposed to take your helmet off at all. It's supposed to be an automatic 15-yard penalty.
DJ Moore cost his team the game last year for that same fucking penalty.
Yeah, and you're gonna look at him and say, "Put your helmet on."
Nobody calls it. You wonder why the NFL, nobody in the NFL besides the Chiefs fans actually trust the refs. And you know what? And I think Patriots fans now understand why we used to shit on the Patriots for them getting these calls. Now you get it. It's because
they're the new Patriots, the Chiefs.
It's brutal, man. It's brutal. I don't know how to say it any other way than that.
Well, when like you're the face of the I was gonna say, like when you're the face of the NFL, like Mahomes, dude, like his stars get the calls. So, like, there's been 3 or 4 separate occasions where Mahomes has been, and the Chiefs predominantly have been bailed out due to, game changing holding calls or a defensive play that just wins them the game. So it's like, it's nothing we're not used to anymore.
The worst part about it is that when they said this shit happened, I was like, shocker. And that's really fucking bad, man. I'm sorry. I want to like give the NFL the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, listen, I get it. You want your stars to play in big games, but at a certain point, you have to understand why we're all skeptical. So that being said, before we get into me losing my absolute shit for 20 minutes when we talk about a certain game that occurred at 8 o'clock Eastern time and between a certain team from Georgia and a certain team from Florida, we're going to go to America's favorite game here. We're going to talk the one-sentence game. Now, everyone knows the rules. The rules are simple. I make a complete ass of myself for 5 minutes, and then the boys react. So, that being said, we're starting off on Thursday Night Football, where the Washington Commanders forgot how to play football. Shout out to DJ Moore for wrecking about 50% of NFL fantasy owner seasons. You or Justin Fields for dropping 50 burgers each. The London game. Maybe you shouldn't leave 24 hours before kickoff from America to London. It takes more than 24 to acclimate from jet lag. Just basic facts. And also, Buffalo, thank you for ruining my parlay this Sunday. I would have won like $80, $90. Doesn't matter. Titans, Colts. Pray for Anthony Richardson's shoulder. And what the fuck was that distribution of handoffs? Get JT the fucking ball. You're costing me ball games. Saints and Patriots. Yeah. Ravens, Steelers. Matt Canada looked upset when they scored a touchdown. I think he's a sleeper cell for the Ravens. Texans, Falcons. That was ugly, but CJ Stroud looked good. Desmond Ridder is still a bad quarterback. Panthers, Lions. Speaking of bad quarterbacks, Bryce Young. I'm not saying he's bad. He's bad now. He'll get better. But Jared Goff and them boys, that's a well-oiled machine. Dropping a 40 burger. Speaking of well-oiled machines, the Dolphins ran so fast past the Giants, they actually ran faster than the ball, and the Giants got a touchdown in the first half. Congratulations for not being completely ass. And we'll go up to the 4 o'clock games where my Eagles remembered how to play defense in the second half. By the way, I tweeted about Sean Desai and missing Jonathan Gannon for 30 seconds, and then Sean Desai decided to play defense. Coincidence? I think not. All right. And also, Hassan Reddick is back, boys. Everyone should be in fear. We're going to go to Cardinals and Bengals, where Jamar Chase dropped a hat trick. Throw the freaking hats on the field, kids. Cardinals are still a underrated team. I honestly think if they had a decent quarterback not named Kyler Murray, they may win 10 games. Jets and Broncos in the ugliest fucking game I've ever watched in my life, but we did it for Mr. OC himself. Nate Hackett did it, but also Breece Hall did it. My boy is back. He was running like a man possessed. Speaking of possessed, the refs are possessed by the Chiefs' wallets again as they knock off the Vikings 27-20. And, of course, speaking of getting their ass kicked, the Cowboys got rolled by the 49ers 42-10 in what I can only describe as ouch. We'll go to college real quick. We're only touching on the big games here. We'll start off with just the ones in the six-pack. The Red River rivalry, the Red River shootout, the Red River ass whooping. That was a fun game. I was so happy back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's what college football is about. I love that game. Oklahoma played their hearts out. I love how they basically are now number 3 in the nation. Does it make sense? No. Is it happening? Yes. All right. LSU and Missouri. I texted the group chat. I wanted Brian Kelly's head. What do you know? The boys remembered how to play football in the second half. LSU wins. We're going down to Georgia where they thumped Kentucky. Next. Notre Dame, Louisville. It's almost like Notre Dame isn't that great of a football team. Louisville, congratulations. You're actually decent. That game against Miami right before Thanksgiving is going to be brutal. All righty. And finally, the Miami Hurricanes were too busy dancing to the rave music at their stadium to realize how the clock works. Mario Cristobal will never live that down. Georgia Tech pulls the upset. All right, fellas, besides my Hurricanes, that game is off limits until a certain segment. Thoughts NFL college. We'll start with the guy who was basically off the grid for the past week. Matt, what stuck out to you this week?
Well, obviously, I got to touch up on my own game. I feel like we all have to, but so Zach Wilson has been. I'm not going to be upset about a win. A win's a win. I will take a win whenever I can get it. If you look at Zach Wilson's stat line, it does not look at all impressive. 199 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He completed about 70-something% of his passes, which was the only bright side of the whole thing. He's showing slight, slow progression each week. I didn't think he followed up the Chiefs game that well. I mean, that was an amazing performance by him that I didn't think he was capable of. But he's getting better with his reads. He's audibling plays. He changed the play at the line of scrimmage on this crucial third down, hit Tyler Conklin for like 20. So he's getting a lot better with reads. He's making better decisions, playing better football. So that's all you can. This is the Zach Wilson that we needed last year with the run team and the defense just to get enough in. And that's what we're getting right now. So happy for him. Hopefully we can follow that performance up next week against the Birds, give him something to fight for. Hopefully I'm not looking forward to that game, but other than that, LSU, like you said, they actually they went in there and they must have been like, all right, let's just restart our computers and just fucking do a little reboot. And they wound up figuring out how to play football, and they actually won the second half. Oklahoma and Texas is probably one of the best games I've seen this past week. Almost touched up on the off limits games. I had to stop myself right there. Sean Payton continues to look like Billy Belichick, terrible without his star quarterback. That looks like they made him what they were. Russell Wilson can't hold on to the ball. Kudos to Nate Hackett. And the last thing that I can honestly think of would be the San Francisco Niners are probably the best team in the league right now. They are the real deal, both offensively, defensively, overall well-rounded team. They are the team to beat, in my opinion, including you guys with the Eagles, but this is a scary team that I don't want to play. I don't at all want to play this game. That is what I got.
I'll go quick because I'm only really going to touch on NFL right now because I think we've already beat a dead horse with Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, I also feel like the interim, I want to touch on that one as well. My biggest takeaway from the Eagles Rams was that the defensive adjustment was just instant. That second touchdown, the second drive by the Rams, and Sean Desai was like, "All right, set the dogs loose. I guess we're gonna have to play a little more physical." Cooper Kupp didn't have another meaningful catch the rest of the game. Puka Nacua looked like he was rattled, getting like dropping balls and everything else. And then Jalen Carter and the boys were just getting home. And it was the most evident play of what the Eagles can do when they get a full head of steam was that last sack by Hassan Reddick, where they tried to chip block him. He used it as a way to get around the tackle and just steamrolled Matt Stafford. Another game that stuck out to me really was Thursday Night Football just proves that it's any given fucking Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, whatever, because the Bears looked like an actual football team again. Their defense woke up. They played good defense. Also, let's be honest. I think the Commanders gave everything they had for that first game. And oh, look, Chris, your boy is here.
Let's go. He knows.
Our boy Nate from the Case of Nate Show. Obviously, Nate is a regular on our podcast. What the other thing that was really interesting, I found this funny watching the early games, is that, dude, there's no good AFC North team this year. There is not. Like, I thought the Ravens were going to pull away, but you got guys drop. How did they only drop 10 points the entire game? Or was it 13, 10 points, whatever the fuck it was?
It was like 10-5 in the fourth.
It was like 10 to 8. No, it was 10 to 8 almost the entire game.
Yeah, and I was saying prior to that, like one field goal the Steelers had.
And I second this. He's right. DJ Moore is a top 10 receiver when he actually gets the ball thrown his way.
And he does it without solid quarterbacks.
Yeah, you literally could have a jugs machine chuck a ball at him. He's still a top 10 receiver. Yeah. It's crazy when you look at the AFC North. The NFC North, it's a one pony show. Let's not act like it's not. All right, like tonight, like I actually consider picking the Raiders. That's how bad the Packers have looked. And the Lions are sprinting away. The AFC North, the Bengals' offensive line's atrocious. Their offense looks inconsistent. It takes a game against the Cardinals to get their offense on track. Then you go to the Ravens, who can't score points. Then you go to the Steelers, who have the same fucking problem with an all-world receiver. Actually, they don't really have any weapons besides him. I guess Freiermuth's a top 10 tight end. But, I mean, Najee Harris is overrated as hell, and Jalen Warren's It's not really a good – without Deontay Johnson, it's not really a good setup. And then you go to the Browns, who can't keep a quarterback healthy, and their best offensive players out for the season with a knee bent. I'm just going to say that because it's like injury doesn't describe it. A knee bent. He need obey that way. But yeah, so the AFC North is literally a shit pile. It is the NFC East of 3 years ago. I think the winner of that division is going to be 9-8, or 8-9, or 7-10. It's fucking ugly.
Yeah, it's we're talking about the AFC North right now, right? It's I don't know how the Steelers are 3-2. Kenny Pickett is mediocre, average at best, in my opinion. Najee, there's no run game. It doesn't matter who they have. There's just absolutely no run game. The Ravens somehow are struggling early on. It's just a weird division that I thought, we all thought the Bengals are going to be winning about 12, 13 games. We thought that'd be followed up by the Ravens, and maybe the Browns might slip away with 10. So it's an interesting layout so far in the first quarter of the season. NFC Northwise, I agree with you. It's the Lions show. But you know what's special about it is it's actually kind of cool where you could see where the Lions started when they hired Dan Campbell. And then you fast forward 3 years and you can see like what they built and how it's just working. Like they spent those couple of drafts focusing on the offensive line. Boom, they gave Jared Goff protection. And look how good Jared Goff is looking when he has time to throw the ball. They drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown. They added Jamison Williams. They brought in guys like Josh Reynolds and I forgot the other guy. I can't think of his name right now. But just for added support, and they're working out well. Sam Laporta is the best tight end currently from this draft in this league right now. He's looking phenomenal out there, and they've also been improving the defense. So you can just see how they just started attacking all the necessary positions that they needed to be successful, and it's just working out for them. And Dan Campbell, it's just they're all buying in, and it's just a magical process, and it's really cool to see it work for them. So yeah, Packers started off hot a little early, and they're cooling off a little bit, but they got Christian Watson back. We'll see what they can do with that. But it's the Lions' division to lose unless some major thing happens. It's going to be their division.
There you go. Go.
I was just going to ask, are the Lions a top 5 team?
Oh yes, that if you want we'll do our first edition, Matt, of Jared's hierarchy of 5 best teams. Usually it's my hatred hierarchy of the 5 college teams I hate the most, but generally number 1 right now is the Miami Hurricanes, the team I hate the most. So that really isn't much of a hierarchy. So we'll do my top 5 teams in the NFL right now. This is easy. You guys can react to this before we roll out of here. We'll start doing clown of the week. Number 5 is the Detroit Lions. They leapfrog the Dallas Cowboys to me, and it's not even close because Detroit punches everyone in the mouth. They have the best win between them and Dallas, and their offense looks balanced, and their defense isn't perfect, but they play well. They remind me a lot of what is that? I would say 2015. Yeah. They remind me of the 2013 Eagles a lot, where their defense isn't amazing. They have great quarterback play. They run the ball effectively. Their tight end is the best player on the field, and they just move the football. So, or even like the 2018 Eagles. Actually, Chris, that seems a little more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I agree a lot because they got playmakers.
Mm-hmm. They got playmakers, and Goff is just accurate.
Exactly, and that's what Foles was.
Yeah, he's accurate. He can throw a good deep ball. 4, right now is the I still got to give it to Buffalo. I do.
I think they're just jet lagged.
It's jet lag.
That's
I honestly, they play this game in Duval or Orchard Park. Buffalo rolls them. It's not even close. And that I feel bad for Matt Milano's name, man. That's brutal. 3 is the Birds. Week? Go Birds. They're still a little like there's a lot of things to work out, but it's like they're kicking a sleeping giant every time they take a shit on the Niners. They kick the Niners' ego up. Just wait. December's a short way away. 2 is the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the referees. Congratulations. You guys still keep winning games. And number 1, obviously, is the wagon from the Bay. They're just killing everybody.
Could next week be a trap game for the Bills going against the Giants, the 1-4 Giants, after maybe getting jet lagged on the way back home?
They might smoke them.
I don't know.
They might smoke them.
We'll see. I think I'm just very hopeful. So
let's also be honest. Like anybody who thought the Dolphins were a top 5 team in the NFL really needs to take a chill pill. It took them 3 quarters to knock the Giants out when it took most meaningless teams like 30 seconds. The Dolphins should have rolled them by 50, but it took until 2 or 3 really 2 dumb interceptions. And the Giants defense is not good. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think the Dolphins are a top 10 team. I think it's like 6 or 7. Like I think honestly, you put Dallas at 6, and then you put the Dolphins. I still think Dallas would beat the Miami Dolphins head to head. Dallas
really hasn't beaten anybody. But
I just that pass rush, and if Dak can get Pollard rolling, they're not a bad team. They're a good wild card team.
Yeah,
that's what they are. They're a good wild. They are a 10-7, 11-6 wild card team. And it's respectable. They're just Diggs gave them more versatility in that defense, but also I don't think they also played a lot of bad teams when Diggs was out, when Diggs was in there, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, that's my top 5.
I don't know. I feel like I got to put Miami in the top 5 just because that offense is so electric. I think they've been scoring the most points out of any team. I think there was like a record they sent for the amount of points that they've scored this far. I don't know. It was something in that realm, but they've got one of the fastest teams. They got probably the best offense in the league. Honestly, if I had to do a top 5, I think I would honestly put Chiefs at 5 just because the Lions beat them. And the Chiefs only have 4 wins because they got carried away with these last 2 games. So they really, in my opinion, should probably be around 2-2 or so. But I got the Chiefs at 5. I got the Lions at 4. I got Miami at 3. I've got Philly at 2. And I got San Francisco right now at number 1.
There you go.
All right, so my 5, I'm gonna go KC.
Matt, look up at the screen.
Mr. B. Oh, Mr. DJ. Fun fact, DJ, I was texting you, DJ, about Anthony Richardson the other day because I was tired of Joe Burrow giving me like 7 or 8 points every single week. So I picked up Anthony Richardson. I stashed him on the bench. Joe Burrow got, I don't know how many points on my bench. And Anthony Richardson gave me 4 points in my starting rotation. But if I can get 20 points from Josh Jacobs tonight, I win. So I just need a 20-pointer.
Me and Matt, how down bad are we?
I think we definitely lost.
We need like an AJ Dillon like fucking miracle show, like 80 points.
Let me see.
Wait, or like we already got our team played.
Yeah, we have everybody in our team played. Yeah, Brees gave us Zach Wilson surprisingly gave us 20 points. Brees gave us 41. But we lost 177.9 to high-low, and we scored 166.9. So we lost by 11 points.
No, I got slaughtered by DJ.
Damn! He
had Mr. Moore on his roster. So yeah, it was ugly.
You want to know something that's pretty embarrassing? We lost, and he has Jameson Williams and Aaron Jones in the lineup. Or Javonte Williams and Aaron Jones in the lineup. So he has 2 guys ruled out in his starting lineup, and he still beat us by 11 because he got 51.5 from Jalen Hurts. He got 22.7 from Kelsey, 22 from Gabe Davis, and he got 46.5 from Zach Moss.
Castellanos based it.
That hurts. All right, current update right now it is top 5. It's 3-0 Phils, and they got a runner on first.
Wheeler has 8 strikeouts through 4.
Remember when we thought his career was dead like 3 years ago, and I was just out chucking lasers. All right,
I remember the Yankees saying how like somebody said they should trade Clint Frazier and Andujar for like Zach Wheeler, and I was so against it. Now I'm like, oh man, I should have fucking pulled that trigger.
The Yankees make a successful move post 2019. Oh, shocker! That's all right, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't brought this back in a while. And in honor of this handsome gentleman trying to pull one out for Philadelphia tonight, Mr. Harper, take it away.
That's a clown question, bro.
I love him, dude.
Presented by SeatGeek. Promo code BELLYUP for $20 off your first purchase. Let's start it off. There is no negotiating. Mr. Killer Whale himself, Jim Irsay, you've been dethroned. Congratulations to Mario fucking Cristobal. Now, you're saying, Jared, why would you nominate your own coach? Well, folks, it's quite simple. Mario Cristobal caused the Hurricanes not only an undefeated season, but also caused me nothing but heartache, caused the entire roster. Poor Donald Chaney Jr. may never actually recover mentally, thinking he fumbled the ball. Now, I could rip the referee who's standing 4 feet from him, who clearly saw the elbow hit the ground before the ball came loose, but it's Miami, so we never get calls from the refs. That's expected. So we should, and there's an old quote from Jimmy Johnson, never give the refs an opportunity to influence the game. This came after they lost in Notre Dame to Lou Holtz, and those dipshits from South Bend cost Miami the 87 national title. Or 86. 80, whatever the one they... Yeah, 87. Either way. Yeah. That's not good. All right, Mario, you take the fucking knee, you walk out of there with your head held high after barely beating a awful Georgia Tech team, and you go into North Carolina next week and you kick the shit out of them. Now, we're ranked 25th in the country. We're going into North Carolina with a loss, who we haven't beaten since shit, I might have been in high school. And, yeah, a lot is stacked up against you there, big shooter. So, a little pep talk to the Miami Hurricanes as your coach is now officially clown of the week. It should be like the wah 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 sound, the freaking depressing sound. Where's DJ and Kelsey with the freaking soundboard?
I would say the Price is Right horn.
Oh my god! All I'm saying is this: just step your shit up, man. I know Tyler Van Dyke, you're better than that. Also, to the DJ at Hard Rock Stadium, when they're on offense, shut the fuck up. I swear there were multiple times during snap counts where I heard it sounded like a rave going on in the middle of the we're at home. It's supposed to be a home field advantage. Also, last but not least, get rid of those ugly ass Miami Knights uniforms. Do not ever wear them again. They are bad luck. Bring back like the old school black and orange and green ones. Those are fine. And for the love of all things holy, can somebody just win next Saturday? All right, I'm done. Come on, the week's over. Congratulations, Mario. You're probably going to have it in the bank for next year.
Yeah, no, unless I don't know. The only thing I could have thought of was the fact that Robert Saleh called a timeout with 19 seconds left in the half, then called a pass play. Yeah, called a pass play in the middle of the field.
He walked up to Sean Payton and whispered, "Stay humble." He gets G in the week for that shit. I'm like, yes, sir. Oh my god, I fucking hate Sean Payton. He's such a scumbag. And the worst part is they try to humanize him by having America's sweetheart Kevin James play him in a Netflix series.
I remember that.
We also just talk about the fact that like Sean Payton's not a good person when it comes to being like just a.
Didn't he pay his players to
Yes, that is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that dude's a sleazeball, man.
Yeah, no, just like it's you're never gonna make me like Sean Payton. I don't care who you have playing him. But also this whole thing with Nate Hackett is just hysterical to me. So that being said, I definitely think, just takes a little. I don't know. I'm done talking about it, but we got actually this is a fast fucking show. What's so unfortunate is that I'm seeing highlights. What? Sorry, what's going on?
The Braves suck. That's unfortunate too.
Not really. For us, that's not for you. My bet. And
for us, I feel great. No.
Also, and there was I saw a shout out to A2D Radio, by the way, my boys over there. They posted something. They're all, if anyone doesn't know, A2D Radio is exclusively all Philly sports, and they posted Ronald Acuna had a shirt about his 40-70 season. Bryce Harper has a shirt of all of his teammates. That just it says a lot about culture. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I love when I see Jalen out there rocking an AJ Brown shirt or Nick Sirianni wearing a shirt that has Lane Johnson on it. I love seeing that shit. I saw Quez Watkins wearing a shirt of himself that shows it because he ran right into his defender yesterday on his one catch. But
could be worse. Could be like Evan Neal blocking his own teammates,
or calling out. Oh, can we talk about Evan Neal for a second? Because this was my backup nominee for Clown of the Week. He had this in the bag until Mario Cristobal blew it out of the water. So anybody who doesn't know, Evan Neal's been struggling this year. Number 6th overall pick last year for the New York Giants at the University of Alabama. His biggest knock was he couldn't really pass block, run block with the best of them, but he can't really pass block that well. That was his big knock coming out of college last year. Anyway, he got called out. He called the fans for booing. Says he didn't really. In this, I'm totally butchering and paraphrasing the hell out of this right now, but he basically said they're basically flipping burgers and he doesn't care about their opinion. Yeah. Don LaGreca's rant, by the way, is if you guys want to listen to something hilarious tonight, I was listening to this on the ride home from the gym on Friday and I was crying. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, how the fuck is this real life right now? But also, he's like, cut the bastard. He's such a rat bastard. I'm like, oh my God, this is on live radio. I love it. Evan Neal cracks me up, man. And it's the Giants. And shots at Case and it's not Case, Nate and all of our fellow other Giants fans who are suffering in silence right now. Because dude, I in my wildest dreams cannot even imagine a season that's the way it's going right now. And I talked about this on DJ's show when I came on last week to guest host in place of Kelsey, which by the way, boys, thank you again for having me. The New York Giants schedule going forward, fellas. I don't know if we've touched on this on this show at all, but do you want to know what their next games look like?
I just know it's not good.
Bills on the road on Sunday Night Football, probably a loss. Commanders at home, coin flip.
Awesome.
Coin flip.
Yeah.
Giants, coin flip. Raiders win. They're going to beat the fuck out of the Raiders. Giants at Jerry World, probably a loss. At Washington, coin flip. Patriots win. Packers loss. Saints loss. Eagles loss. Rams loss. If the Eagles have the division clinched up, probably a win. So, if we're going to get all the tallies, and let's say they win all the coin flip games, they're going to have 6 wins this year.
Seems about right.
If they win half, they're 4-11.
Didn't Brian Dable win
4-13?
Didn't Brian Dable win Coach of the Year last year?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Nick Sirianni by a margin.
That's I don't know how they do the voting for that. The Eagles have the best record.
It's all they want. They love the whole idea, and also Saquon's not coming back.
And then Daniel Jones with his neck injury though.
Yeah, like he's shot. Who's their backup quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor, I think.
Yep. It's bad too when you think about Evan Neal looks really bad too, but Kayvon Thibodeau has not really been making any sort of an impact, and they're both in the same draft class, I believe, within the first handful of picks with each other.
It's almost
how do you miss on 2 top 10 picks?
Special. He has
how do you miss on 2 top 10 picks?
He has one fucking move. Go watch on. Okay, so I love watching Von Miller. I've always been a Von Miller stan because he has 16 different moves he goes with. Even guys like Nick Bosa, Hassan Reddick, Chris Jones, these guys have multiple moves to get after the quarterback, right? You use speed, power. Fletcher Cox has the arm whap. He's so good at it, right? Aaron Donald's got a couple. Kayvon Thibodeau just tries to undercut rush you, and you just shove him to the ground. I love watching him go against Lane Johnson. It's hilarious. Lane just shoves him out of the way. I look at this team, man. I'm just like, you're like Kayvon looks one-dimensional. Evan Neal can't block anybody. They have no wide receivers. Their only touchdown in the first half was a pick six because Tua telegraphed a throw. And by the way, folks, I don't know what telegraphing means, and I could be totally mansplaining the fuck out of this, even though I hate that term, is that Tua stared down his receiver the entire read and threw it at him, and the defense was like, yeah, this couldn't be any easier, and the guy was just out. So the only person who had a worse interception was Dak Prescott. 1 of 3. But the Giants are just absolutely brutal, and it's unfortunate. They're honestly the only reason they're not a bigger story is because Denver is much fucking worse. The Raiders are much fucking worse, and the Bears are not much better.
It's really bad when you those 2 guys. They were picked 6 and 8. Like they were 2 top 10 picks, and you didn't even hit on one of them.
Well,
that's
bad.
It's
also early, but I don't see they should be, with how high they were drafted, be dominant players.
I don't feel bad for the Giants. Last year, last year you went in. They had a good year last year. You went in to the wild card. You beat Minnesota, and then the following week you ran into a better team in Philly. And then you told yourself Daniel Jones is the guy, and you gave him about $40 million a year. And he's been atrocious, and now he has a neck injury, and I don't know the extent of that. So at the end of the day, there's so many things to blame here. You got your 2 top 10 draft picks. You got Daniel Jones, the defense, coaching maybe. I don't know. Coach of the year, like I said, Brian Dable last year. This year, they're just non-existent. So typical Giants. It's been the same way since Eli left and Daniel Jones stepped in. So I don't feel bad at all. The Jets are a better team in that building anyway.
Is it? I don't know if it's me or I feel like isn't this not his first neck injury?
Yeah, I mean, he does got that long neck. So yeah, I mean, I think he had like a
I
couple.
thought
That's
couple
Dougie
neck injuries.
Mills, brother. Put some name on his.
I thought he had one prior, and I'm like, because all I can think of is Quincy Nunwa had back-to-back years of neck injuries, and that wound up retiring him early. I couldn't remember this was his first or his second one, but it's I mean, neck injuries are never good because regardless of how severe they are, those can be career-threatening at any cost.
Yeah, I mean, like for his sake, like I would just, I would just say Daniel Jones, you should retire, man. You're making 40 a year. Just become an analyst. Get out of the game now. You already got your money.
I don't know how much character he's got. I don't know if I want him calling a Monday Night Football game.
You imagine him and like Tony Romo in the booth. Now, I don't know here, Dan.
Listen. We also realize that like you don't always have to have a quarterback be your analyst. Like I'm ready for Tony Romo to call it, man. Like Greg Olson's such a better commentator. Like Mark Schlereth, fucking Stink is an amazing commentator. Brian, like I also like, dude, I miss having Brian Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That is my dude right there, man. I
Well,
know he's
Tom
doing something
Brady-
for his he's doing something for his college this year, so he can't be a commentator for football. But like when he called the Lions, I think it was like he called like the Lions' first win, and it was 2 years ago. It was fucking epic. But
you know, I can't stand is like it's Charles Davis and who's the other guy? They're the Madden commentators.
no, but they're not the same commentary booth anymore. He's with somebody else now.
Oh, dude, but anytime I hear him talk, I'm like, dude, like I just think of Madden.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't like Charles Davis the first time he called a game after we finished our Madden franchise with like 28 seasons. I was like, I've heard this fucker talk every day for years.
You'd say the Davidsons and the Gaudens get together for Thanksgiving this year. I'm like, I know you ain't meeting up for Thanksgiving.
Also, I won't even listen to the regular Monday Night Football. I mean, I don't mind Joe and Troy anymore. I really don't care. But like honestly, if the Mannings are on, I'll watch that. But even like unless they have like Will Ferrell, it was like kind of like the timing was always off with him and Eli. Like their jokes weren't sinking. But I don't know when
I like the Booger Mobile they used to have on Monday Night Football. You just see him go down the sideline in the mobile. People are screaming at him, "Booger, move the hell away, dude!"
I think Thursdays. I like Al Michaels and Kurt. I love them a lot. They honestly, they just keep getting fucked with these terrible games. But
yeah, I don't like it how it's on Prime though, dude. It just kills it with like. So you watch a game with your boys.
I have Amazon too. Just Amazon Prime. Like I've had it for years, so it's not really an issue for me. But
yeah, I don't think that.
Chris, if you need a link, bro, I got a link for you.
Oh, sorry, awesome. I mean, I got it, but like I'm saying, like I'll usually hop on like Xbox with the boys, talk shop about the game, and then like, you know, they're like a few seconds ahead of me, and they're already like seeing the play before me, just because it's like again, you're watching it on the streaming platform instead of a live, you know, TV channel.
No, I feel you. I mean, it's let's be honest. Also, like NFL Sunday Ticket for you figure for when YouTube TV got it, they maybe understands. Hey, listen, you know, we're already giving you a premium for your cable pack for your streaming package. Maybe throw existing customers at a really good deal. Nah, $100 off. It's still $350. I'm like, even if it was $250, I would have paid for it. But like the problem is for the Eagles this year is there's 3 games on our schedule that aren't televised by me. There's no reason for me to buy it. Like, yeah. I mean, like honestly, they should offer a package of like $150. You pick a team, your team, and you get Red Zone. That's all you get. And for like $100, I would pay that for the season. I pay $200 for that for the season, or $150, whatever.
That's not a bad deal whatsoever.
Yeah, Red Zone, and I get my birds. I don't care. That's perfect right there. So
5 months out of the year.
all right. Well, you guys got anything else you want to chat about tonight? You guys want to let our good folks roll off tonight?
I've got nothing other than I hope and pray Josh Jacobs has the career game of his life tonight.
Well, I did a
I
same
can
game
second
parlay.
that.
I did a same
Also,
game
happy
parlay.
birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, motherfucker!
I didn't get to say
Happy
it to
birthday,
you.
Matthew.
Oh, thank you.
You've had a
Thank
great
you.
week, man. Wedding, Jamaica, birthday, Jets win. You're a 4-4, and you're leading the 6-pack.
I know.
Well, back
yeah,
to-
and I got 2 bottles of pure white Hennessy on my shelf with a bunch of Jamaican
6 for
cigars.
6. Come on now. Cannot miss.
Also, we got he gets to hang out with me on Saturday.
Yeah.
7 for 7.
I think that's a win for both of us. I haven't seen Matt in person since like shit. The last Pat's wedding.
Pat's
Fuck,
wedding.
that's
Yeah, it
oh,
was about a
man.
year ago.
Oh yeah. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you stopping by. Happy birthday, of course, to our man, Mr. Matthew Ordazzo. He turns the big 2-8 today. We appreciate him as always for all the stuff he does for us, and we're happy he's back. Pray for me and Chris's teams throughout October and embrace the chaos. We'll see how good of a mood I'm in on Thursday. And it's okay, Mario, even though how much you drive me nuts, I love you and your hurricane still, even though you give me heart palpitations. Shout out to our sponsors, candidates, promo code BELLYUP 20% off. SeatGeek, promo code BELLYUP for $20 off your first purchase. And Mahler Bros, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off at checkout. And, of course, BELLYUP Media, BELLYUP Sports, and the whole BELLYUP crew. We will see you guys Thursday for another Korner Booth pregame. Should be a good game this week. Who's the Thursday night game this week, fellas?
The Chiefs and Broncos.
Yeah,
No.
that's going to be fucking ugly.
All
right,
I'll
well,
figure
it was-
something else
Go
out.
Rats.
Hopefully there's baseball on. Go
Oh, God.
refs.
Go Rats.
Can we root for a tie? Like, I just don't like either team. Like, shit.
That would be awesome.
I mean, I won't watch. I'll be
Let's
like,
ride.
no shit, Chris. Our game's gonna be on Wednesday. Fuck, our game's gonna be on Wednesday. The next game's gonna be on Wednesday. Shit.
I mean, if there is one trap game to happen in this entire season, I pray it's Thursday.
I'm trying to see what
I'm
the Thursday
expecting-
game is.
I'm
For
expecting
college.
this to be like a 38 to like 13 kind of game.
It's going to be tie country. Let's ride. I can't wait.
Oh my
Biggest
God!
tie
All
in
the
this
Jets,
country.
all the Jets players have been tagging Sean Payne on Twitter, and they're like Jets country, let's fly. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Oh no.
All right, let's see. Are there any good Thursday games? No.
Probably
Oh my
not.
God, it's all Sun Belt Conference again. Oh, I know. We have West Virginia, Houston. Woo! Barn burner. Oh
It'll
my
probably be a
God.
better game.
Probably. And on Friday we have Colorado, Stanford. Pac-12 teams, higher ranked Pac-12 teams at home. Oh, actually no, they're at home. Never mind. Any other good games for the 6-pack? Well, we got Miami, North Carolina. That'll be in the 6-pack. Going back to ranked. Hold on. I can tell you.
Are we
who's
gonna-
gonna
Are we gonna
Oh,
be biased
Wash-
and throw Jets Eagles?
No, why would I do that to anybody, especially you? Oregon, Washington. USC, Notre Dame,
That's a big going.
and UCLA, Oregon State, possibly. I don't know. There's a couple good NFL games this week, and we'll talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy your week. Go Snakes. Go Phils. Go Eagles. Go Canes. All right, and go Jets. We will see you all Thursday. No idea who the hell we're bringing on. Matt will be back. Mace will be back from Texas, and he'll have a live report what it was like boots on the ground for his Sooners pulling off the win. And I may have gotten over my annoying, pissy rant of the Hurricanes. We appreciate you stopping by. Go enjoy the game tonight. By the way, my parlay was Packers win, anytime touchdown from Dobbs and Jacobs. Christian Watson over 60 yards receiving. Josh Jacobs over 80 yards rushing. And yeah, should be fun. All right. Peace, fellas.
See you.